Oh no, the big Bitcoin crash. What's up, guys? Crypto Savvy here. Hope everybody's having a fabulous Friday. And I want to wish you all a great weekend. I want to remind you, too, don't forget to check the links below. There's a free Discord link in the description below. There's other free links. There's a link to ABRA. You deposit $100, they give you a free $25 worth of Bitcoin. There's another one for Coinbase, another one for Ledger. Keep your crypto safe. Keep them off the exchanges, guys, if you're not trading them. So don't forget also, leave your comment in the comment section down below after the video, and that'll get you entered to win a free t-shirt. On Sunday, we do a drawing, we pick a random comment from a random video throughout the week, and yeah, that's how you win the t-shirt. Let's look at the charts.
1, 2, 3, jump!
All right, guys, as always, I want to start out by saying I'm not a financial advisor. It's not financial advice. It's my opinion and my view of the market only. Anybody that's doing any trading or any investing in this market, I suggest you do your own due diligence and your own research, as this market can be extremely volatile and risky. Also, keep in mind it's still a speculative market. Don't put in more than you're willing to lose. Yeah, we're going to talk about Litecoin. We're going to talk about Bitcoin. Then we're going to take a look at that Bitcoin daily chart versus gold weekly chart at the end of the video. Don't want to miss that. I do not believe we're going to have this crash continue. Look, it's not even a crash. I mean, it's a blip. But anyways, I don't believe we're going to go a whole lot lower, if any. And I'm going to point out why, and we're going to take a look at that at the end also. But I wanted to pull this up. As you can see, this descending wedge, this is Litecoin on the monthly. And when we popped up, you know what happens when a wedge pops up. And if you don't, once you pop out, you continue. And usually the target is up towards where the wedge started. So this would be around the $250 range. And but let's zoom in a little bit. First, we'll look at the monthly RSI. Not really much to look at. It's nice and rounded. Continuing up. I do believe we're in the bull market, guys. Let's look at the weekly real quick. All right, looking at the weekly, obviously this looks like a bearish candle right now, but this is the weekly. The weekend is coming, guys. I do believe there's a good chance that we pump this weekend. I can't guarantee that, obviously. Nobody knows for sure, but I have a feeling. So anyways, I'm going to show you on here why I don't believe we're going to fall much more, if any. As you can see, if we look at Litecoin when it started the bull run last year, or 2017, once we got above these EMAs, when they all crossed, we stayed above them the whole bull market. Yeah, we had some dips, down below, but for the most part, we stayed, well above them. And they're still not even crossed all the way on the 55 over here, but we didn't have a 55 over here because it was too early. But anyway, these are crossing here. I do believe this weekend we are going to continue up, in my opinion, and probably break this high. If not, get back up to the $100 range anyways. And but we are above these EMAs here, and I believe we're going to stay above them now. So worst case scenario, if this did come all the way back down to touch, the 55 EMA, $67, that's worst case, I think. But we're going to take a look at the daily now and look at the target that we've been looking at for some time. And it is, we're looking at this as a cup and a handle. And obviously the handles broke back down here, but that doesn't mean we can't break back up, which I do believe is going to happen. And if we do the measured move off that gets us up to the $167 range, guys. So let's look at the RSI on the daily. Obviously, we're coming down here, and as you can see on this one over here, we broke down back in April, the middle of April, and it was a bear trap, pop back in. Right here, I don't even think that we're going to come back down and touch this. It is possible, but I do believe we're going to continue back up here, and on the RSI make maybe a double top, but on the price action, I believe it could be a new high, but for the year. But anyways, let's go into the 4 hour. Looking at the 4 hour, I wanted to if you guys been watching this, I had this blue rising wedge drawn here, which we broke down out of here. but it really wasn't that awfully violent. So what I'm going to do, I'm getting rid of this line now. I'm going to clone this one, and we're going to pull that down and look at where that lines up if we touch the peaks. And it lines up pretty well right there with the with where we're at now, which is also, let me move this up a little bit, which is also another falling channel like this one over here. And as you can see, once we touched down to the bottom of the falling channel, we made our way back up, broke through, made another high, another falling channel here. And I believe the same thing could happen again here, guys, and get us up in this range. So let's look at the price action, see what's going on with that. All right. This, I know everybody's all paranoid and stuff right now, thinking, you know, lower lows and whatnot. I'm not too worried about it, guys. I don't believe that we're gonna go, and I'll show you why at the end when we look at that gold versus Bitcoin chart. It gives us a lot of clues what's going on. So anyways, I had this rising broadening wedge here, and usually, guys, these will break down if they play out, but I think we're too bullish for that to happen, even though obviously we're correcting right now. But the worst case I see right here, guys, is coming back down to touch the bottom of this blue line again, and that'd be around the 77.50 range, somewhere in there, and then possibly, you know, hug the bottom for a while. But I do believe this weekend we're getting a push up. Obviously, this is just my opinion, so don't be, you know, buying all in or doing whatever. Do your own due diligence, but that is my opinion. I do believe I'm still heading towards this $116 range, guys. Worst case scenario, if we do a measured move off that wedge, which we would measure where it would break down, and I'm just using that 77.50 area, and if it broke down from there, we'd be looking at the $42 range. Like I said, that is possible. It's definitely something we got to keep in mind. But I still believe we're moving up. We're going to continue up from here, guys. Like I said, it's my opinion. Definitely do your own due diligence. But that is what I'm seeing now. I'm still looking at this. I believe we're going to have a pump this weekend. If we don't have a pump, we're obviously going to have a dump. And, you know, maybe we'll see these ranges. But I think it's going to be a good weekend. Let's go into Bitcoin. Same thing. I'm looking at the weekly. If you look at let's look at the monthly real quick. You look at the weekly and the monthly, it's really not so scary. This is beautiful. These are falling wedges. They've broken out of them. Litecoin and Bitcoin both. They look awesome. Remember, this is a monthly candle. We're still, you know, over half of it's a body, and I think we're gonna hold, guys. I think we're gonna continue up from here. Now let's look at the weekly. And the same thing with the weekly. It's looking bullish. My EMAs are all turning up right here. So when this tick clicks, we may be up. When this week, Sunday night, when we get our next tick, we're going to start this bullish move. I believe we're going to continue up from there. Yeah, and I think this little correction here is probably about done. I mean, in worst case, maybe 40 or 5,600, but stick around to the end of the video because we'll look at the trend lines I have in that one. That one is the one I'm really going by. So, but anyway, yeah, this looks really bullish, guys. These are all starting to turn up. Obviously this, my 8 EMA has already crossed. The next one to cross here would be the 13 EMA and then the 21 EMA. So this weekend could be the cross of the 13 EMA, and I think, you know, that's going to give us another boost up. So I wouldn't be getting all paranoid and crazy and listen to everybody get all bearish again. I love when they get bearish because I get more bullish, and it's panned out. But anyways, all right. So looking at this, I had this trend line drawn here, which obviously we broke up through. I believe we come back down to test it here. And obviously we've had 2 touches on the bottom here. This continues across. So I did a measured move from here to here, and that is the $9,600 range. I'm still looking at getting to that, guys, and that may be where Bitcoin gets this weekend. We'll have to see, obviously, but I'm definitely thinking that is definitely in the cards. Let's look at the RSI now on Bitcoin. I drew another line in here. Remember, we were talking about this as a bear trap. I drew another line just right along with this one here from this channel. And, you know, we could go down just a little bit more. We could retest. That would be retesting this yellow line again, which would be around the $6,800, $6,900 range. But again, we'll be looking at that again in a second in the Bitcoin daily chart versus the gold weekly. So, but I do want to say, everybody's saying this has to correct. You know, we've been oversold. Yeah, I get that. But, and they're saying this will be a huge drop. But if we look back, take it all the way back to the 2017 bull run, look how we were oversold, you know, came down, or overbought, oversold, just kept going up and down, and we stayed in this range. But the price wasn't moving that awfully crazy, guys. If you look here, you can see the dips here, you know, 5,000 to 3,000. But yeah, each one of these, you can, like this here, let me zoom in a little bit so you can see it. This is just a, you know, calm you guys down. This is not, and I'm not saying it's not going to go down more. I'm just saying, you know, just learn to look at the markets. Quit listening to the people that have been wrong, you know, for all year. They've been wrong all year. So anyways, but yeah, like right here, we were overbought here, and we were at about 495, and we dropped down to 300. You know, same thing. We kept getting wicks all the way down, but if you look at that, you know, the whole bull market, we were continuing up and going into the oversold, overbought. So anyways, I just want to make that clear to you guys. It doesn't mean we're going to make our newer lows. We're not dropping down to 4,000, in my opinion. All right, let's go into the 4 hour now. Man, my nose itches, sorry. All right, looking at the 4 hour, and I have some targets in here. This was a target I put in yesterday, and we're going to look at the lines I had drawn. If you were watching the live chat yesterday, you'll remember, but let's, same thing. I got the target from looking at this as a cup and a handle. That got us up to the $8,400 range. And this next measured move is measuring this wedge, obviously. That gets us up to the 96. I think I already said that. Sorry about that, guys. But anyways, we'll look at the 4 hour RSI now. And let me spread it out a little bit. There is room to go down and touch the bottom of this channel one more time, which is possible. And that's where I'm saying we might test that support line. So, but anyway, we had this rising wedge, which we dropped out of. And that's obvious, you know, we dropped out of it. It went straight down. And that's what I like to see when it does break down. And 'cause usually if it stops here or whatever, this ends up being a channel. But that played out pretty good. I'm going to zoom in a little bit, and we're going to look at what I was looking at yesterday in the live chat. This was my target, my first target. This was my second target, which would have been the top of this trend line. But yeah, as you can see, obviously we got that huge wick down that went past it, but we still come around where I had that target. It seemed to be getting support here. If we do go up, we're going to probably retest this trend line here around the 7,700 range. And if we get rejected, maybe come back down, touch this again around the 69, somewhere in that area. But if we get back up in there, obviously, then we continue our move up. And like I said, being the weekend, I believe, I don't know, I just have a good feeling about this weekend being an up weekend. But how I got that target there yesterday was I measured the width of this rising channel and then put it over here from where we broke down. And that's how I got that, just in case you guys were wondering, or if you didn't see the video last night. But we had these trend lines drawn in there yesterday. And, you know, we were watching for this. I said if we broke down from this, then we're probably definitely looking for that area. And that's what happened. So let's get into the gold or the Bitcoin daily chart. Did I talk about the lows? Yeah, I did. We'll talk about it here anyways. So I took all my trend lines off. I'll put them back on in a second. I just want to give everybody a good idea. Just take a look at that, and then we'll go over to the. Let me get this out of here. And look at the gold weekly versus the Bitcoin daily, and as you can see the curve here. And I'm gonna zoom in a little bit and kind of look at it a little closer. But you see the big curve here. I'm going to move it up so we can look at it a little bit closer. But you know what? Before I do that, sorry, I want to show you the rest of the comparison. Try to get it back where it was so you can see the comparison. But we'll turn these back on. And I'll turn them back on this one. And as you can see, I have the trend lines from each peak drawn across on both of them, Bitcoin and gold. And obviously you can see what happened as we broke through all these trend lines on gold like this. I really believe that this is what's going to happen with Bitcoin. It's a pattern. I know this is 20 some years worth of gold and it's on the weekly. Times are faster, but it's all based on human emotion. A pattern's a pattern. Show me the charts. I'll tell you the news. Right here in 2003, Bitcoin's gold's ETF was approved, and bam, you see what happened after that. People say there's nothing going to happen, and ETF isn't going to be that big of a deal. Yeah, bullshit. Just like the hyperwave was bullshit. So I feel sorry for you if you were waiting on that $1,000 Bitcoin. It's not coming, guys. I don't even think you're going to see below 5,000. That's being modest. You know, I'm steering towards, might not see below 6,000, but definitely I can almost guarantee. I can't say that. I'm sorry, but I don't see us going below 5,000 ever again. Anyways, but yeah, let's look at that. Like I said, my target for the end of the year is about 46,000, guys, and that's going by the gold chart. Looking at that pattern, looking at this pattern, same pattern. I see it happening, and we're gonna zoom in a little bit now, and I'm gonna take these off of here. And sorry if this video is going a little longer, guys. I just kind of wanted to look at more of what's going on and kind of show what I think's going on. But anyways, zooming into just that part there, that rounded bottom. Let me get this one off here too. The similarities are amazing. We had 2 touches on that bottom trend line on both gold and Bitcoin. I'll turn that back on so you can see it if you haven't seen it. Right here and right here. And then over on Bitcoin, same thing. I'll turn those on real quick. 2 touches on the bottom, nice rounded bottom. Breaking through all these resistance lines. Each time we broke through one of these trend lines that I've drawn from the peak to where it broke down to 6,000, it acted as resistance, then support, all the way up. And now we're at this one. That's why, like I said, the 6,600, you know, I'm really going to watch that area close if we get back down there. I do believe that's going to hold, and if not, then we're looking at the $5,100 range. So, you know, either way, it's not that bad. If you're trading leverage, obviously it's different. I do hold my Bitcoin and I do hold my LITECOIN, but I trade leverage, and I use my profits to buy more coins. So I do hold my coins long term. Anyways, but yeah, if we look at what's going on here and then look at what happened in gold, as you can see, there was never any huge corrections afterwards, and never no big capitulation candle, just a nice rounded bottom. Same thing in Bitcoin, nice rounded bottom. I do believe the bottom's in, guys, and I'll show you that in the RSI in a second. But I do want to show you where I think we're at on this chart. And if I shrink it down a little bit, I was looking at this earlier, and I hope you guys can see it. But I was trying to kind of compare it to that and see where we might be in this move right now, you know, compared to this. And yeah, guys, I know it's not going to be the exact same. but it definitely can give us an idea what's going on. So, all right, so right in here, right when we broke up above where it broke down, you know, we had some sideways action, a little dip and over, and I believe that's about where we're at right now. Let me zoom in a little bit. But yeah, I believe that's about where we're at right now. And like I said, the 55 EMA has crossed back above the 200 EMA. All the EMAs are back above it in the daily. It's just bullish to me, guys. Big time. Let's go back. But right here, we had this sideways action. Now we're up here. I believe we're going to get some more sideways action as we're above the breakdown. If we look over here in the gold, we had the same thing before the breakdown. We had some sideways action, moved up, and then more sideways action and continued up from there. This is what I believe is going to happen with Bitcoin. I could be wrong. I'll be the first to admit it if I am, but I truly believe that is what's going on. Now I'm going to take a look at the RSI. First, we're going to take a look at the weekly. I have two trend lines drawn in there, and I'm going to look at it compared to the 2013 bull market and the 2017 bull market. Oh, I might put my lines back on there. So here's the 2017 bull market. And I had this trend line drawn here. We had 2 points of resistance and then we broke through. This is 2018 bull market, same trend line, 2 points of resistance, and then we broke through. So I'm going to look at the monthly now and show you what that's looking like. All right, so in the monthly, still looking good, real good. And mind you guys, I've been watching this since January, and it's just been playing out beautifully. This is I have these 2 arcs drawn in here, right? These 2 arches. And this is 2013 bull market, 2014-15 bear market. As you can see, I have these arrows in here. Each one represents a new low in the RSI. There were 4 before the bull market started. Same thing over here. 2017 bull market, 2018 bear market. 4 arrows pointing out 4 lows in the RSI, and now we're continuing up. Again, we could have a little bit of sideways action. This corrects a little bit or whatever, but I do believe that this arc is going to be more like this. It's going to be a faster, harder bull run, in my opinion. Another thing, real quick before I end this, let's kind of zoom out to we're going to the log chart. And I know people were comparing this price wise to let's go on the weekly. Go on the weekly or the daily? Weekly's good. I know people were comparing this to the 2015-16 bear market right here. Yeah, it does look similar. But what I believe, obviously the market's changing. What I believe is it's more like this, guys. I believe it's more like this run here. And this is the one coming, obviously, in a way bigger form, which could curve up, get us up into who knows? It could get us up in crazy numbers. But like I said, my target for the end of this year is 46,000, and I do believe that's going to hit, guys. I really do. Could be a lot higher. Like I said, could have hit 100,000 if we look at it compared to this one here. So anyways, if you guys enjoyed the video, click the Crypto Savvy logo above my head. That'll get you subscribed to the channel. Tick the notification bell to get you notified when I post new videos. Smash those likes. Leave your comments. Let me know what you think. And I will see you in the next one, which will be tomorrow. Bye.